viewers, welcome back to our channel Low Point, and this is Anisha Babu. Today we are going to discuss the frequently asked questions on the POCSO Act. We have a Supreme Court of India advocate on record, Ms Praseena Elizabeth Joseph, to answer our questions. Moving on to the first question. In cases of child sexual abuse, where not only the POCSO Act offences are applicable, but also IPC Sections are applicable, which court is empowered to conduct such trials? Is it the regular criminal court or POCSO Special Court?
Here, Special Court under the POCSO Act will try the offence. Generally, Special Court under the POCSO Act will only hear cases under the POCSO Act. However, if a child has been assaulted sexually as well as physically, the Act will be a sexual offence under the POCSO Act and will also constitute the offence of hurt or grievous hurt under the Indian Penal Code. In such cases, the Special Court under the POCSO Act can conduct the trial for both sets of offences, though the offence of hurt or grievous hurt is not provided under the POCSO Act.
Let's take a quick dive into our next question. If a child below 18 years sexually abuses another child, then will the accused child be tried by special court under the POCSO Act or Juvenile Justice Board under the Juvenile Justice Act?
Yes, a child can be charged with a sexual offence under the POCSO Act, but the child cannot be tried or punished under the POCSO Act. Trial of such cases will be conducted by the Juvenile Justice Board constituted under the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act of 2000. A juvenile cannot be imprisoned or sentenced to death, no matter how severe the crime is. However, Juvenile Justice Board could punish the accused child by sending the child to a special home for reformation, or they can advise, admonish or give the child counseling, or order the child to perform community service, or they can release the child if his conduct is good after executing a bond and placing the child in the custody of parent or guardian. The example is 2013 Nirbhaya case, which shocked the entire nation. In that case, out of the 6 accused, 1 was a juvenile. While the 5 adult accused were punished with death sentence, the juvenile was tried by Juvenile Justice Board and punished for 3 years in a reformation home.
Moving on to our next question. Will a victim receive compensation only if the accused is convicted?
No, it is not essential that the accused has to be convicted for compensation to be awarded to the victim. In cases where the accused is convicted, acquitted or untraceable or unidentifiable or dead, the POCSO Special Court can direct the concerned state government to compensate the injured child victim. Within 30 days from the date of the order of the Special Court, the state government has to compensate the victim under Section 357A of the Code of Criminal Procedure from the Victim Compensation Fund. Apart from this compensation, the child or his or her family can also apply for additional compensation under any other relevant law or scheme. For example, if a child has already been awarded compensation of Rs 3 lakhs by the state government for the injuries suffered from a POCSO offence, then she could also apply for financial assistance under another state scheme meant to promote education of the girl child.
Moving on to our next question. Is there a time limit within which a child sexual abuse case must be reported?
The POCSO Act does not provide for any period of limitation for reporting the child sexual offences.
So let's take a quick look into our next question. In your previous session, you have talked about medical examination of the child victim. So please advise whether medical examination can be conducted in private hospitals also.
After reporting of the case, within 24 hours, the police or the special juvenile unit has to take the child for a medical examination by a registered medical practitioner of a government hospital. It is only when a registered medical practitioner is unavailable at a government hospital, the doctors of private hospitals can carry out medical examination. It's important to note that as per Section 357C of the Code of Criminal Procedure, the private hospitals are duty bound to provide first aid medical treatment to victims of rape or acid attacks free of cost, Otherwise, it becomes a punishable offence under Section 166B of the Indian Penal Code.
Moving on to the next question. How can parents educate their children to avoid becoming victims of sexual abuse?
As parents, we need to educate our children on the difference between safe, unsafe and confusing touch. As Amitabh Bachchan says in Hindi movie Pink, no means no. Similarly, we must also teach our children to be assertive. They should be able to say no if they find someone hugging or kissing them in an uncomfortable manner, or touching private parts, or for that matter wanting to take a picture. Unfortunately, if a child does become a victim of sexual abuse, then when he or she approaches you, do not be judgmental about what your child tells you. Instead, be as approachable as possible so that they are able to reveal the extent of what they have undergone. In the words of Khalil Gibran, parents are like a bow and children like arrows. The more the bow bends and stretches, the farther the arrow flies. Likewise, the parents should be the pillars of support for the children.
Thank you, Advocate Praseena, and a big thanks to all of you for watching. This brings us to the close of our session on POCSO Act. Stay tuned for our next session on another legal topic. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.